Hi and welcome to the channel. In this video we're going to be driving to southern Minnesota for a 3-night stay at Rice Lake State Park. We had a great trip and stay tuned as I show you why this park exceeded our expectations. Rice Lake is only an hour and 20 minutes south of Minneapolis, and while it's in the middle of farmland, the park actually has a lot to explore. It holds a variety of different habitats, including marshes, lakes, meadows, and woods, which attract a large number of birds. I'm not a bird watcher myself, but even I was impressed at the variety of wildlife that we saw. But before we get to the campground, we do have to make one quick pit stop. We like to stop and find a local meat market on our way to our destination. Get some brats and burgers to cook over the fire. And if you're ever south of the cities, Greg's Meats is a great place to check out. Do a quick stop at Greg's Meats here just south of the cities. One of those places that we've driven by dozens of times, just never have time to go, but today we have time. Alright, we got some Minnesota beef sticks, some wild rice patties, and time to get back on the road. As soon as you drive in, you'll come across the park office here. It's not always staffed, but even if there's no one here, you can still check in using the payment drop box here. And on the outside is all the information you need. Rates are $33 for an electric, $23 for a non-electric. There are some maps and more information on the outside of the building. Walking in here, they do have a little store set up. Not a whole lot to it, but they do have some camping supplies if you need them. Tent stakes, bug spray, that sort of thing. There's a small nature display to check out. They have a variety of hats and t-shirts, sweatshirts that you can buy. There is a little library here with books, and you can check in with the front staff here, ask any questions that you might have, and they do have a lot of information about the park and the surrounding areas. All right, let's go check out the campground. This will be a loop here, and this is all non-electric. No water, no electricity. Show you what some of these sites look like. I'll show you a site on the A-loop here, again non-electric, and this is one of the better sites. This would be site A17. As you can see, the pads are a little shorter than the electric loop, but this is a really nice site. It's got plenty of room off to the side, really nice tent pad. Most of the sites over on the A-loop have tent pads. This one is just really private, secluded. You got tons of trees and bushes all around you. This is a good site. As far as filling up your water tanks, the front office said that there is a spigot at each loop, and if you want, you can use your hose and hook up and fill up your tanks. The only problem is, while you're doing so, you're blocking the lane of traffic. And there is no dump station. They said that they used to have one, but years ago it developed a crack and was leaking. They got rid of it, and there's no plans to put in a new one. So you have to drive into Owatonna, which is about 10 minutes away, for the closest dump station. And B-loop here is where all the electric sites are, although there are some sites that don't have electricity. Again, none of these have water. But you'll see the driving pads are a bit longer. I would not call this place big rig friendly at all, although we did see a fifth wheel in this spot here, but it was probably only a 29 foot fifth wheel. I don't think I would want to do anything bigger than a 34 foot rig at a place like this. Even that might be pushing it. give you a tour of our site here. This is B20. This is the last site at the end of B Loop. Has some pros and cons. I guess one of the cons is that there's not a lot of privacy on this side of the campsite, but the site itself is fairly large. There's plenty of room, and the big pro is there's nothing off to this side. So you get really nice views outside the passenger side of our camper, and technically that gazebo probably isn't on our site, but they haven't said anything. And we put it there because when we checked in, our site was completely soaked. It's a little low lying here, so you get a lot of water drainage off the rest of the campground. So when we came in on Friday, this site was actually kind of a mess. There was no place to put our gazebo, a tent. In fact, the only place we could walk around the site at all was right around the fire pit. But it has since dried up and gotten better. But it's actually a pretty decent site, really long pad. I think that's a 50-foot pad. Like a lot of state parks, it's not the most level site in the world. So I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of domed. So it's really not level side to side, and it's not really level front to back. But you know, with some levelers and blocks, we got it sorted out just fine. All in all, though, it's a pretty good site. So we have had Pinterest fails in the past, but we're gonna try a new one. This is gonna be brie soaked in white wine, and then we're gonna grill up some baguettes and put the cheese over the baguettes. This is like really good.
Yeah.
From Loop B here, you can get onto one of the main hiking trails. This will go down to the lake, and then the trail runs around the lake and then does a big loop up through the woods and the rest of the park. I think it's a 2.7-mile loop. All right, let's check out this hiking map. So here's the campground. Goes right down to the lake here. So if you want to do the whole 2.7-mile loop, you'd be going by the lake, up through the park, and then loop back to here. So this is a little day use area. There's a parking lot up there. You got some restrooms, playground, and I'll swing around here, you know, more areas for picnic. And then here is the fishing pier. Down at the boat launch here, we're gonna try our luck at some fishing. After talking to the lady at the front desk, I don't know how much luck we're gonna have. She was saying that they stocked this lake in 2014 or 2015 with perch and pike, but a combination of deep freezes and some drought the last couple years, they think there's probably been a pretty good kill off. So I don't know, we're gonna go give her a shot. I think we're gonna stick to spoons and I don't know, maybe try to catch a northern. And it looks like I got the whole lake to myself. So the deepest spot in the lake is only like 8 feet, and it should be north of the fishing pier, which should be right around that bend over there. So I'm gonna start heading that way, just casting along the way as we go. Not getting any fish, but it's still nice to be out on the water. It's actually a really pretty lake. A lot of birds, good scenery. Yeah, this is really nice. This is the road that leads up to the walk-in sites, and they start here with site number 1. They're walk-in sites, but you don't have to walk too far because you can actually park your vehicle right here. But they're pretty nice sites, and these are strictly for tents. They're nice and secluded. You're right in the woods. Fire pit, picnic table, and really good sized tent pads. There are a couple vault toilets off to the side too. Here's site 3, and this one's tucked way in here. Let's go take a peek at this one. Yeah, these are really nice sites. At the end of the line of walk-in sites is access to the group site. We'll go check that out. Here's another angle of that group site. I don't know what the limits are as far as how many people you can have here, but it looks like you could have a couple dozen. Again, no electricity, no water. You do have your own vault toilet though. The bathrooms and showers are in the middle of A loop, but there's a path that connects you over to the B loop, so they're pretty easy to access. We'll go check to make sure nobody's inside, and I'll give you a tour of what those look like. Kind of your standard state park bathroom, pretty basic. Got some sinks, a few toilets, and then at the end here there are 2 showers. At first glance it kind of looks grungy, but when you look closer it's really just old. Everything's clean, and they do have a crew that comes in every morning to tidy things up. We checked in on a Friday and it's Monday now. Over the weekend, this place was completely packed. I don't think there was one open site on either A or B loop. But if you have the ability to come during the week, you pretty much have this place all to yourself. Well, that's it for our stay at Rice Lake State Park. And I must say, we really enjoyed it. This is a hidden gem of a park that gives a great outdoor experience, has good sites and facilities, and after the weekenders leave, offers up an abundance of peace and quiet. So once again, thanks for watching, and stay tuned. Up next, we'll be giving you a tour of Lake Carlos State Park. Until then, happy camping.